Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy new month. Or should I say white rabbits, white rabbits, white rabbits. That's a thing, isn't it? That's Sex in the City, isn't it? Not that I've ever seen an episode of Sex in the City, but I believe that's where it comes from, the whole white rabbits thing. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing nonetheless. Hey, good morning, nonetheless. At at last we learn English on the big show this morning. Hey, welcome to Let Me Just Say This about that. And when I say me, I mean me, but you can chime in as well if there's something bugging you. Hey, if you've got something to promote, maybe you've got a fundraiser going on, maybe you've got a cool website, maybe you got a cool podcast. Don't worry, I'm not going to send Herb Tarlick after you. Besides, I think Herb Tarlick's actually passed on. So there's that. Perhaps I need to find a better reference. And one that the average person may actually be familiar with by now. There's a nice way to start the day. James chiming in to say, yeah, woke up to the cat puking. That's the best sound, isn't it? Nothing better than the sound of a cat trying to cough up a fur ball or puking. It's gross. It is absolutely gross. Chrissy's asking, how many trick-or-treaters do people get? That's an interesting question. Yeah, were you up, down? Were you the same as you typically are? Yeah, my street seemed busy, at least for like the first hour, like 5:30 or so till about 6:30, and then it all seemed pretty quiet. Jules says they were up over 50. I don't know what you normally get, Jules, but 50 seems like a lot. 50 sounds like a number that would forbid me from getting into any leftovers. 50 sounds like exactly the amount of chocolate or candies that would be in any given bag at any given time. 50 would upset me. 50 would upset me greatly. Like any bag of candy you're going to buy, right? You're going to have it's going to be in increments of 10, right? So you're going to have like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. You're not going to have 44 candies in a bag. Right. So if you get an even number like 50 at your door, your candy's all gone. There's none left for you. What the hell's the point? What's the damn point in being an adult if you can't have some of the leftover candies? I don't understand. Chrissy's having a good laugh. It was all over social media yesterday. Some house, I don't know where it was, but yeah, they did up their entire house as the LRT with like the train off the rails, the whole 9 yards. I on one hand here I am going, do we want to be making OC Transpo jokes? And then on the other hand, I'm like, well, John Bon Jovi apparently has been diagnosed with COVID-19, and I posted about 8 different punchlines based on Bon Jovi songs. So who am I to criticize? Liz says she had about 50 as well and stopped about 2 hours after. See, again, like 55 means you're ripping into a whole new bag of candy. 50, no leftovers for you. Very disappointing. My Halloween weekend was pretty good. For the first time in, gosh, I don't know how long. I've been laying real low during COVID. Like COVID, when you're a person who has bad anxiety, the whole idea of COVID is just wreaking havoc with you. But anyway, No Forks Given is a place I will just move heaven and earth for. And I finally got a chance to hang out at their new location. They are a restaurant now, by the way, Laurier Avenue East, right on the Ottawa U campus. Could not be a better location. They had us out for a little Halloween party on Friday night, which was an awful lot of fun. And I would like to thank Chrissy and I would like to thank Kelly. They had an idea to make the party fun, which initially I thought, oh, cringe. Oh, cringe. They decorated the entire restaurant with signs that said, for a good time, call 613-604-6464. If you're not familiar with that number, that's our request line, our talk line. It's our studio line here at BTR. For a good time, call 613-604-6464. So I see the signs out of the corner of my eye, and I have a good little giggle. And then my phone starts ringing. And I'm like, what? And it's a very distinctive ring, by the way. For I've got my business line, I've got my personal line, and then I've got my request line. They've all got different rings. So my pocket's ringing, and this table of 4 young ladies is just howling at the fact they're able to make this phone ring. And every single time it would ring, I'm setting up, right? So every time the phone rings, I go running for the phone. And then it dawns on me. Oh, yeah, right. They put the signs up. Anyway, apparently the signs remained well after we closed things down, because over the weekend, the phone kept ringing. And my voicemail box was filling up with hilarious messages like this. Boobs. Yeah, boobs.
Hi. I'm calling for a good time.
She left that, by the way, at like 10:45 last night.
Hi. I'm calling for a good time.
Kelly and Chrissy doing that to me at No Forks Given on the weekend. Okay, so this is my question for you today. What's the best prank somebody's ever pulled on you? I'd love to hear about the best prank ever pulled on you. Like maybe posting your phone number for all to see at a restaurant for a good time. Have you ever been a victim of for a good time call? I can't imagine. Yeah, boobs, by the way. Boobs. Boobs. Reminds me of God, if I were to ever launch a podcast for radio again, I mean, this is a podcast that I do every single day. I turn it into a podcast. I would love to have a podcast of just a bunch of radio people sitting around telling stories, because I would tell one right out of the gates of guy named Mike Cooper, legendary radio host in Toronto. Used to work at CFTR with Steve Gregory, who I used to work with at Cool FM and Bob FM. And one day I walk into the studio and Steve's got tears rolling down his cheeks. And I'm like, what's so funny? He's like, I just called Mike Cooper and I got his voicemail. I'm like, all right. So he calls Mike Cooper and gets his voicemail. Ring, 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 click. Moose cock. That was his voicemail. That was it. Just moose cock. Oh my God. So that's what I'm getting on my voicemail, thanks to Kelly and thanks to Chrissy, is boobs. Boobs. And of course,
hi, I'm calling for a good time.
What's the craziest prank ever pulled on you? Oh, Holly. Holly says she was bullied in high school. In the bathroom on the wall, it said, for a bad time, call Holly. Well, Holly, you've proved them wrong. I happen to know that you are a lot of fun. I have partied with Holly. She is a good time. So the hell with your high school friends. Want to remind you this week on the show, brought to you by Hometown Sports and Grill on Bank Street. You have a chance to win your way to see the Sens taking on the Islanders December 7th. These are 200 level tickets, and they include a $50 gift card from Hometown Sports and Grill. At some point today and at some point during the show all this week, I'm going to give you a number. You need to track these numbers in order to win. We'll give you an opportunity to win on Friday. That is when we will do the draw. So listen for today's number that you will need to track for Hometown Sports and Grill. Also, if you were one of the lucky ones to win in our great gift card giveaway, I'm happy to report that we have taken your gift card and a BTR bumper sticker and a little thank you note, and we've dropped that in the mail for you. So that is on the way in the next little bit. All right. So yeah, what's the funniest or cruelest or wildest prank ever pulled on you? I would love to hear about that. Oh boy, I'm in trouble now. Kelly Webster, responsible for voicemails to my phone in the middle of the night. Kelly Webster.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. You just want a spanking is all you want. Can I, Kelly? Now that I've got your number on my phone, can I call you up and can I just leave voicemails like this for you? Boobs. Can I just call and say boobs?
I'd rather moose cock, but okay.
I mean, who wouldn't, right? Actually, you know what? I'm laughing at you, and I'm laughing at you, but it turned out to be a really good idea because I got a ton of texts Friday night at No Forks Given. And by the way, thank you and your friends for showing up, Chrissy as well. It turned out to be a real, I mean, I know you did it just kind of to be silly, but it ended up being, I think, a real COVID-safe thing because people were able to stay at their tables and text in requests.
True.
So there you go. So that worked out. Thank you.
True.
Yeah. Chrissy, by the way, says he's saying boo. No, he's not saying boo. Listen. Boobs. No, there's definitely, listen. Bzz. See? Boobs. There you go.
Well, I think that's the spaceman. And I think the girl asking for a girl's good time is Megan. Listen to their voices again.
Who's Megan?
Megan's the girl who did the trivia.
Oh. You think that?
Listen to it.
No, I think Megan's way too conservative for that. And yeah, no, and
you can hide behind a phone.
The guy dressed up as a spaceman, by the way, he's one of the owners of No Forks Given.
Yes, I know.
I can't see him being that kind of guy. He's a straight-laced business person. You think this is Megan?
I'm calling for a good time. It really sounds like her from doing the trivia.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well,
whoever it is, rest assured, I am going to be working this into a station promo.
Hi, I'm calling for a good time.
That's going to be the new promo for BTR's request line, I think.
Can I suggest a song to play with it? We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Sure. We're not doing music till after I'm done talking.
I know.
Okay.
I know, hon.
All right, baby. Thank you.
All right, well.
Looking off. By the way, for those of you who did not make it to our party at No Forks Given, Kelly was all decked out in rubberware, stretch vinyl, I guess, looking like a jail guard, with the sexiest stiletto boots on. Boot, singular. The other foot's in a boot, like a hospital boot. What did you do to yourself?
A 1,200-pound horse stepped on my foot.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, fractured.
Oh, man.
The worst thing is this boot doesn't fit in the stirrup, so I'm off riding for a bit.
Oh, man. So it won't fit in the sex swing either, I suppose, then, right?
Oh, I'm willing to take it off for that.
Okay. Quick question before I let you go, because it sounds like you're in a rush to go somewhere, but I appreciate you calling 613-604-6464. What's the funniest...
For a good time.
For a good time, right? And are you having a good time?
Most definitely. Always.
See?
With you.
BTR advertising does not lie. What's the funniest prank somebody's ever pulled on you? What's the funniest prank somebody's ever pulled on you? And why am I hearing my voice twice? What's the funniest prank somebody's ever pulled on you? And why am I hearing my voice twice? What's the funniest prank somebody's ever pulled on you? What the hell's going on? And why am I hearing my voice twice? What's the funniest prank somebody's ever pulled on you? What the hell's going on? And why am I hearing my voice twice? What's the funniest prank somebody's ever pulled on you?
Is that a prank?
What the hell was that?
I think it had to be April Fool's, to be honest, but it was, you take a piece of uncooked macaroni.
Okay.
And place it between the bowl of the toilet and the seat. And when you go to sit on it, it cracks and you think you've busted the toilet seat and you jump out.
Wow.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good one. Try it, everybody.
Yeah, I guess the tiny little pieces of macaroni. Well, if you put them underneath, there's like the little bumper stoppers, right, that are on the toilet seat. So you could probably, okay, get away with that. Otherwise, it'd be a large piece of macaroni. Oh my God, that's funny. The other one that's very good is the saran wrap over the toilet.
Vaseline on the hand knob of the bedroom door is pretty funny too. When you go to wake up your kid. And somebody's already Vaseline the knob.
Nothing better than Vaseline on the knob, Kelly. Nothing better than Vaseline on the knob. Always good. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome, hon. Have a great day.
You too. And thanks for posting the number on the wall, too, because, boy, where would we be without late night phone calls from sexy voiced females? I do. By the way, you know here's what people don't realize, and I'm surprised. Nobody blocked their number.
Oh.
I know.
So okay.
So
I'll sit down with you with a bottle of pink whiskey, and we'll call them back.
The young lady that called and left the hi, I'm calling for a good time. She's a 647 number. Is that Toronto? 647? I don't know. Anyway.
Hey, maybe it's my daughter.
Yeah. Always fun when Kelly calls. Thank you.
All right, I'm listening while I'm working.
All right. I will try.
Day, guys.
I will try and say something uplifting and clever and sexual and moose cock and all that kind of stuff just to make you smile.
You never fail to disappoint.
It's the first time I've ever heard that. Goodbye, Kelly. Let me just say this about that. Yeah, people are laughing now about Bell. Was that a prank this morning with Bell? So apparently, here's the deal. If you're a Bell customer, and I'm not, I'm on Videotron for my cell phones. Some Rogers customers are saying the same thing happened to them. Thank you. It is Toronto area code. Not that it really matters these days. I mean, like toll-free numbers. Like, what's the point? Most people have got free nationwide calling now. Like, would you change your number if you moved out of Ottawa and you happen to have a 613 number and you move to Vancouver? Why would you change to a Vancouver area code? There's no point in it these days. Other than some people still see an area code and they go, that's long distance. I'm not calling long distance. Anyway, yes, the Bell thing this morning. So apparently, and again, some Rogers customers have said this happened to them, but it seems to be, and I'm not trying to pick on anybody here, but it seems to be somebody at Bell on their cellular network rolled the clocks back an hour overnight, which is a week ahead of schedule. So we fall back this coming weekend. So you do get an extra hour of sleep this coming weekend. But you don't go back Sunday into Monday. You go back Saturday into the Sunday. So a lot of folks waking up today very confused. And it begs the question. Like if I just roll over and I look at my cell phone and look at the time, I'm not even doubting the time. How would I know if my cell phone wasn't giving me the right time? Like a bajillion days in a row, it's given me the correct time. Like I would roll over at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would look at that. It would say 2 o'clock in the morning. And I would probably go, doesn't feel like 2 o'clock in the morning. That may be all the consideration I give it. Anyway, a lot of folks waking up this morning. Their Fitbits are back an hour. They're back an hour. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, we went so far back in time. I was this close to going into work at Cool FM. Funny Milky. The other thing, you know what's weird is going on? Speaking of technology, did you know that you can still poke people on Facebook? I have been poked about 5 times this morning. Is there something going on Facebook where they're suddenly promoting that again? It's so weird. Like normally, like every couple of months, I'll notice somebody's sent me a poke. So if you go to Facebook and you get the little search tab in the top left-hand side, so it says search Facebook. If you type in pokes, it'll take you to your pokes. You'll see everybody who's poked you and you can poke them back. But for some reason this morning, and I'm getting pokes from people I've never poked before. which is like, and now I'm scrolling Facebook, of course, and I'm looking around. Is there something on Facebook? Have they made this like an obvious feature? Because it used to be the big thing, right, on Facebook. When Facebook was new, poke, 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 ha, 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 sexual innuendo, ha, 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 poke, 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 poke. And now it seems to be gone. Yeah, I'm looking at Facebook right now. I don't see any place that makes it obvious for pokes. But if you go to the search tab and you type pokes, you can poke people. Oh my. Sorry. My heart skipped a beat. As I'm talking about this, I'm doing it in real time. So I go over to I go over to my pokes, or I go over to the search tab rather, looking to type in pokes, and it says Maitland Ward. And like I was like, oh my God. I've been poked by Maitland Ward? Like, no way. That's like the official Maitland Ward account too. Like her actual account. You're saying, who's Maitland Ward? She had a bit role on Boy Meets World years ago. Remember Boy Meets World? Now she's a porn star. She's an adult film star now. And by the way, constantly works in the whole Boy Meets World title into a lot of the stuff she does. Anyway, here's what I love about her. First off, she's absolutely gorgeous. Secondly, most porn, I think we can admit, is done. It's not the best acting. It's never been the best acting. It's never lit properly. Like it's some people in a room holding a camera up and filming people. There's not a lot of thought given into lighting and angles, or maybe there is. I don't know. But certainly not to the same degree as like a Hollywood film would be. Well, Maitland Ward, just by virtue of her coming from the actual acting world, seems to put out a much higher quality video, if you will. And it's still filthy, don't get me wrong, but it looks it's shot with nicer lighting. The acting is amazing. Great line, Kelly. Good acting by the woman to fake it. Anyway, I was looking at pokes and I thought, oh my God, Maitland Ward has poked me. Oh, like this is the dream. Well, that's not the dream, but it's as close as I'll ever get to the dream. Maitland Ward. No, it's because I guess last night or sometime yesterday, I searched Maitland Ward. So it's my recent searches showing up because there's Maitland. There's No Force Given. There's Lowell Green, who, by the way, is back on the air later on today. Yeah. Lowell Green has been off the air for the better part, well, I guess about 2 weeks now. After an unfortunate fall, he broke his hip, spent some time in the hospital. He'll be back on the air today at 2. Earlier today, probably right about now, as a matter of fact, I guess he's getting about 25 staples removed. Yikes. Anyway, Lowell back on the air. That's right. We've gone from talking about porn star Maitland Ward to Lowell Green in one breath. That's what we do here on Let Me Just Say This About That. Brought to you by Hometown Sports and Grill, with a chance for you to win Sens tickets for their game December 7th against the New York Islanders. 200 level tickets along with a $50 gift card. I will give you a number later on in the show. Track that number, because come the end of the week, you're going to need the entire series of numbers that we've given you. There will be 5. Share them with your friends if you wish. I mean, I wouldn't. I would want those tickets for me. I'm just saying. Somebody asking just a few minutes ago, did I see the story about the balcony collapse on Frank Street? Yeah. How scary was your Halloween? Not as scary as that. So it's, if you haven't seen it, the building, I guess, is like a 6-plex. So you've got 3 apartments, first floor, second floor, third floor on one side, and then 3 apartments on the other side, first floor, second floor, third floor, etc. So somebody stepped out on their balcony last night. I guess 4 or 5 of them were on the balcony at the time. Halloween, nice night out last night. The air was beautiful. And the balcony somehow collapsed down onto the balcony on the first level. 4 people taken to hospital, seriously injured. Jeez. Yeesh. That's scary. And hoping everybody works, turns out okay there. That's see, it's stories like that I hear, and every single time somebody's like, "Oh, next time you go to the CN Tower, you have to walk on the glass deck." Nope. Really don't. I love going to Vegas. I used to go to Vegas every 6 months, and I guess now they've built some walkout. If you've ever been to the edge of the Grand Canyon, that's scary enough without this glass bridge thing walking. No. Didn't you hear about a balcony collapse? No, hell no. It just solidifies my resolve that I am never, ever, 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 ever going to do that. Ever. Did I say never, ever? Like never, ever. Just not happening. So yes, there's that. Hopefully, everybody that was injured in that, and they've certainly some serious injuries. Hopefully, they recover quickly and with as little pain involved as possible. So yeah, it's not getting much response to the best prank ever pulled on you, but I'm still pretty. Yeah, it's not getting much. Why is that feeding back? I don't understand why that's feeding back. Anyway, oh wait, aha, because I have my Twitch audio on. There we go. London has a glass pool, says Lisa. Nope. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. See, Lisa, thank you. That's a great example. I'm sure you've seen these too. These glass pools that are built much like a balcony is built, like hanging off a building. So you're telling me that we've taken a couple of welds, some nuts and bolts, like we drove down to the hardware department, picked up some nuts and bolts, some Gorilla Glue, and some plexiglass, and some metal beams, and we attached a pool, a big box, to the side of a building and filled it with water. I don't know if you know this, but water's heavy. Yeah, let's go swimming in that. No. I mean, I realize I don't have much of an adventurous spirit at all. None. I don't understand people who look at that and go, yeah. Now that said, the craziest thing I've ever done that even comes close to that, besides going to the Grand Canyon, standing on the edge of it is one thing. But I had an opportunity several years back to fly with the U.S. military. They were in town they were supposed to be doing a jump during the RCMP musical ride. So a bunch of U.S. paratroopers, and I can't remember the name of the team specifically, but they were supposed to be doing a jump out of the plane and landing in the ring for the RCMP musical ride. And they invited media to come on board with them. First off, I'm really not good at flying. I'm especially not good at flying at smaller planes. We've established this, I think, in a couple of shows ago. But I went up with these folks, and to my amazement, I'm sitting right across from what has to be a 10-foot by 10-foot hole, for lack of a better word, in the side of this airplane. And the only thing that allowed me to not completely freak out was the fact that I had my camera with me. And the opportunity I had, being right across from this door, was that as they jumped, I would be able to get photographs of them jumping, and ideally, you'd see some of the parachutes opening as they trickled out of the airplane, for lack of a better word. Anyway, so yeah, we're flying around. It ended up being too cloudy and too rainy a day. They couldn't actually do their jumps, and the disappointment that some of them had. Like one guy I remember it was supposed to be like his 100th jump, or like the 100th country that he was skydiving in. It was like a big notch in his headboard, if you will, that he was gonna get this done. And the poor guy, they couldn't jump that day. But if I didn't have that camera in front of me, had I not been able to focusing through the camera, I probably would have passed out from fear. No way in hell I could do that. No way. Anyway, let me just say this about that, brought to you by Hometown Sports Grill. Again, a chance for you to win some Sens tickets a little later on. 613-604-6464 if you want to chime in, talk about anything. We got some guests coming up on the show in a little bit. Coming up Thursday, Kelly Prescott. Yeah, from Almont, country singer. Country artists are always so great to talk to. They just love their fans. They just love talking about their music, their lives. They are so accommodating, so I cannot wait. Kelly Prescott, our guest on Thursday. Working on a couple of others as well. Fingers crossed, touch wood. What else we got going on here? Oh, yeah. So, my dog is a big girl. She's a Bernese, and she's a lab. And try as we might to get her to sleep on her pillow, she just doesn't want to. 3 o'clock in the morning, arguing with a 110-pound dog, and she's a solid. I mean, if you've met my Keltie, she is a solid 110 pounds. She's a rock. She's a tank. So we've decided it's time to start shopping for a king-size bed. All right, so I'm flipping around over the weekend trying to, find a sale, etc. Looking at the Brick, looking at Leon's, looking at Shields, looking at, you name it, IKEA. Realizing for the first time in a long time, I'm really missing Sears. I don't know why, but I'm really missing Sears. For whatever reason, that was just the kind of thing. That was an automatic Sears. Anyway, looking around at king-size beds, which is confusing enough because most of the prices you see, it's mattress, not box spring. Well, I'm in a queen bed now. I'm going to need king. Okay, so I need what kind of? Okay, I need a box spring. I need a mattress. What's the actual price? And you actually type in, king size bed into the search engine on any furniture store website, and you see the prices. You're sort of going, wow. Compared to the last site I was on, that's a hell of a deal. Oh, wait, no, they're showing me the price for queen. Why, when I type in king size bed, are you showing me queen? Because then I got to click on it, then I got to scroll down, then I got to find the price, if I can even find the price. Here's the question I want to ask you. Almost exclusively, every single furniture store website I went to this weekend, call for price. Car dealerships do this too. I've even seen it like some of the, like home improvement stores. Call for price. Why would I call? Have you ever called someplace for, pardon me, have you ever called someplace for their price? Hi, I went to Google. I found you. Seems you have a website. Your website also links to your Facebook and to your Instagram and to your Twitter. And I've been on hold for the last 20 minutes to find out the price of this thing that you should have put on your website and your social media in the first place. Why? I'm not calling. I am not calling for your price. I'm just not. I'm trying to avoid the sales spiel thing. It's 2021. It's just not the way things work. Call for price. No, not going to happen. I'm moving on to the next place that will actually tell me the price. That's just tell me the price. I need to hustle my buns back here to BTR and make my $4 in tips today. I don't have time to be calling around for your price. Anyway, thanks for posting your comments, by the way, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube. Bunny says a bigger bed, she'll take even more room. Yeah, that's my fear, too. King beds come with split box spring, even the ones with motorized platforms. There are shipping delays for mattresses. Yeah, right? Someone out there has ordered a king-size bed the last little while. It's now floating around Vancouver. Have you seen that? The shipping containers? So initially they were saying like 20 fell off. Then it turns out it's more than it's closer to 100. And now CTV was running a story I noticed this morning. Like people along the beaches in Vancouver and other parts on the West Coast, they're now trolling the beaches looking for all the stuff to wash up on shore. Can you imagine? Nice laptop. Yeah, it was just floating there on the water. Okay. Wrapped in plastic, all good to go. Wow. Kelly says she'll go mattress shopping with me. What should we wear? Kelly, I think what we need to do, first off, somebody needs to come with us and they need to be rolling video. I think that would be probably the best promo for BTR ever. John and a listener go shopping for mattresses. And we're all decked out in like stretch vinyl. I'm all leathered up. Woohoo! Let's test this one. Let's test that one. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Randy says, check out Costco. I would, except Randy, here's the thing. There's just the two of us here and the pets, right? Dog, cat. I've had a Costco membership, but anything that I go to Costco and try and buy, I don't need a 10-year supply of insert product here. You know what? I just need a box of screws to attach my new pool to the side of my house with. That's all I need. I just need like 20 screws. I don't need you to actually have to close down the entire aisle, bring in 5 employees and a forklift to get a pallet of screws for me, just so I can save per unit. I just need the 5 screws, please. Thanks. No, Costco just sells too much of stuff. So, last time I renewed my, and yeah, I know I could be getting Costco gas. I just don't have the patience to sit there waiting to get gas. But the last time I renewed it was because I had gone into Costco in St. John. My in-laws have got a membership. And I saw some kitchen lights that I had to have. Had to have them. Oh, I'm sure Home Depot and Rona and Lowe's and Walmart and a million places, Home Hardware, probably sell the same lights, but I saw them at Costco, so I got to get them at Costco. So, you know, whatever I've got that business executive membership thing, so I go ahead and I renew that for like $78 or whatever else, so I can go in and buy 2 lights that I think were $21.99 each. That makes a lot of financial sense, doesn't it? It's the only damn thing I bought at Costco in the last 10 years. Renewed a membership just to buy $45 worth of lighting. No. Anyway, but yeah, if you log on to the Costco site and you're not a member, guess what? Call for price. Insert, or in this case, put your membership ID in. No. And yes, I realize the split box spring is a must if you're doing a king-size bed because, I mean, if you've ever tried to move even a queen-size bed upstairs, forget it. The box spring's a pain in the ass. I know damn well a king-size would never get up the stairs. You got to have the split. Absolutely. Amazon. Really? King-size bed on Amazon? Really? Karen got her king-size mattress and box spring at Leon's, $1,200 tax delivery. And I've had good luck at Leon's, actually. I really, really have had good luck at Leon's. What did I buy from them recently? Oh, they actually, shockingly, they published their price. They published their price in their flyer for a couch. Oh my God. I needed a couch because the cat decided our couch was a scratching post and destroyed it, as cats do. He's so lucky. He's cute. Wasn't really looking for a couch, but they had this beautiful looking couch. Sure, I'd like to go to the store and sit in it, ideally, but in the middle of a pandemic, no. $399. I'm like, how do I go wrong? Ordered the couch a couple weeks later. Couch, fantastic. And the delivery people from Leon's, credit where credit is due. Leon's, not a sponsor here. But they moved the couch in and they noticed, there's a little fabric on the bottom of the couch. They're like, oh, there's a tiny little rip in this. We're going to send our technician back and he'll replace this for you. I'm like, don't worry about it. Tons of phone calls from Leon's. Hi, we're following up. We want to come in and repair that for you. I'm like, guys, it's fine. No, we really want to come in. Guys, it's fine. It's a pandemic. I don't care. If I can avoid people in my house, I'm going to avoid people in my house, especially for something like that. Sure enough, within days, the cat's going to have that ripped apart anyway. Well, seems the cat's a little too tubby to fit underneath this couch, so he can't actually crawl underneath there. But yeah, no, I've had good luck with Leon. So yeah, but there you go. $1,200. See, but I think when it comes to a bed, I want to I want to take it for a test ride. Like the number of times I did a live on location at Mattress Mart here in town. I think I did a couple of Sleep Country as well. But yeah, it's a thing going, like, I can't just look at a mattress and go, yep, I'll take that. I got to lay in it for a while. And I guess this is what I think, when I said I miss Sears, this is why I kind of miss Sears. It's just kind of what I picture is their whole bedding section where you just go into Sears and you just lay down. See, this is, she's clothes shopping, shoes shopping. Guys, go test out the beds. You get a nap in. Yeah, honey, go ahead. Spend 3-4 hours. I'm fine. I'll be testing out the beds. Buy mattress and bed frame at IKEA. No need for a box spring. James, here's my fear with doing that. And I like IKEA, but like the bed I've got now, like IKEA does good stuff, but it's not the best built. And I know this to be true because I have to build it. And anytime I build IKEA things, there are bits and pieces left over, and I know I've built it wrong. And that's fine when it's a desk. It's fine when it's like a little, coffee table or something. When it's your bed, no. There's movement on the bed. So you got to think, James. So there's me. I'm a big guy. I'm not going to brag about weight, but I'm probably actually on the family Zoom call yesterday. Dad was bragging about his weight. I'm like, I'm almost twice that. Ugh. Like that. Like I got to do something about my weight. So there's me. My wife is tiny, but then you got a 110-pound dog and a cat on top of that. Never mind when guests come over. But I just don't trust the construction of IKEA. I just don't think it's robust enough to handle, the everyday use that a bed goes through. Maybe it is. I don't know. I think, but on the other, the other thing too is I'm 52 years old. At this point in my life, I'm past the IKEA stuff. IKEA got me through college. Yeah, I want something a little more sturdy at this point, a little more substantial. I think I deserve something a little bit more robust. Just me. Yeah, and by the way, yes, I did look at Yisk yesterday too. I like who looked at the IKEA model and went, "Hey, wait a minute. We can do that, but even cheaper." IKEA quality, James says, has greatly improved over the years. That's fine, James. That's fine. I'm looking for something a little more, like I said, robust. I'd like to be able to bang on my bed, James, and not have it collapse underneath me. I'm just saying. So there's that. All right. Let's give you your number, shall we? Let me just say this about that, brought to you by Hometown Sports and Grill on Bank Street. They are just north of Heron. Literally, you know what? If you're going in for auto service at McCarthy Automotive, you literally walk over to Hometown Sports, grab a little breakfast on your way back, stop by Microgreens Ottawa, another sponsor of ours, pick up your car at McCarthy Automotive. See how we've kept it all convenient for you. Hometown Sports, by the way, has offered up a pair of tickets for the Sens versus the Islanders coming up December 7th at Canadian Tire Center. Also included is a $50 gift card, Hometown Sports. All this week during this show, let me just say this about that. I will give you a number. Come Friday, you will need to have all 5 numbers that I've given out. And in the correct order, 2. So you got your crayons? All right, today's number is 7. Lucky number 7. That is your number today, 7. There you go. Finn's Papa Brom. Brom and his wife, by the way, met. Did you meet at IKEA? What is I know you've told me the story on this before. There's some love affair with your love affair and IKEA. He says, don't say anything bad about IKEA in front of Tara. Like anytime I get together with, Finn does our Friday forecast. Anytime I get together and have a conversation with Brom or Tara, Finn's parents, inevitably we meet at IKEA, grab a little bite to eat. We bought a king-size bed at IKEA as newlyweds. We spent a great deal of time in it. It's still up. Well, try harder. Try harder, he says. There you go. I'm just saying. You know what? Look, I'm not knocking IKEA. I love me some IKEA, and listen, the entire studio and so Tara and Brom, well over a year ago, I expressed, oh my God, I need to get my hands on another one of these. It's like a little office table. I need to get my hands on another one of these so I can put my studio together. I have yet to put the studio together, but I've got 5 of these damn tables kicking around and Brom and Tara were actually willing to walk into IKEA and get one for me because I wasn't. I was too freaked out during, the height of the pandemic. And they dropped it off at my door for me because they're godsends. So I'm not knocking the IKEA. There are some things from IKEA that I think are absolutely fantastic. That said, by the way, what I've realized about the IKEA tables that I want, they're hollow. They're like a hollow door, which is fine. It's still a nice sturdy surface for doing crafts on or for putting a computer on. But do I have one here? I must have one here. Anyway, apparently not. But I'm using them for the studio. And so I need to put microphones on them. And the microphone stands have got clamps. Right? So it's a little C-clamp type thing. And you twist on the bottom and it tightens down. Well, these things being hollow, guess what happens when you clamp these down? And then you put the microphone boom on. And then the microphone, and you add weight. Crack, break. Yeah, I've busted 2 of them. Just for simply attaching a microphone to them. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Kelly with a question. What is the bang ability number on this bed? 69. Womp womp. Wait. Thank you very much. My IKEA bed is solid wood. I hate competition, Kathy. I'll be the only solid wood. Never mind. This is going off the rails fast. The Trofast toy storage from IKEA is amazing. Toy storage. Shut up, Milky. Shut up. Well, let me just say this about that. It seems to be going off the rails. Do they even sell water beds anymore? Asks Chrissy. I don't think so. Would you even use a water bed? Again, in college, yeah, man, waterbed. Woo! Hey, honey, come on over. I got me a waterbed. Yeah, bone chicken, wow, wow, waterbed. Right up there with the IKEA stuff that I had in college. No. James says, yes, they can still be found. Adult toy storage. See, that's what I thought you meant, Long Point Driver. The chat is, I'm not even posting your comments because they're going, well, okay, I'll post your comments. If that's where the show's going, hey, you direct the show. The show is going wherever you want it to go. And by the way, you are always welcome to call the show as well. And that just helps ensure that it goes right into the gutter. 613-604-6464. We're on Monday through Friday. So apparently nobody's had a really good prank pulled on them. That's disappointing. What else? Lowell Green, back today at 2. Woohoo! Your cell phone clocks were wrong. Wrong, especially if you were on Bell. I haven't seen a comment from Bell on that. I don't know that it was exclusively Bell. It seems to have been, although I have heard from some Rogers customers saying apparently it happened on their phones too. But I mean, how would you know? And I have to admit, I've got one, I just trust my computer clocks and my cell phone clocks implicitly. I've got one clock in my bathroom that should tell me the time, but every single time the power even blips, the clock in my bathroom starts flashing. So I have just gotten to the point now where I just let the damn thing sit there on flash mode. Like the old VCR, man. I just let it, it's been flashing at 11:27 or whatever for months now. I couldn't be bothered. So yeah, it wouldn't be until I think I got downstairs to the kitchen where I would look at the clock and the microwave and the stove and go, wait a minute, something's not right here. Satan's Playmate says, I'm with Fido and no problem. Fido is a Rogers brand. So there you go. Virgin and Bell and what's their other subcarrier? Lucky, I think there's them as well. Those networks there. I'm on Videotron. We had no problem on Videotron this morning. So there you go. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about. Ugh. Because we don't have enough off-ramps in this city closed already. So if you're eastbound on the Queensway and you want to exit at Bronson, can't. It's closed for the next couple of years. I live in South Keys Hunt Club area. So Bronson's kind of my direct route off the 417. Hit the Bronson off ramp. Away you go. Head south on Bronson. Can't. So now I got to get off at freaking Carling. Drive all the way up Carling Avenue, past the hospital, past most of the city before I can get on to Bronson. What's the other one that's close? If you're going westbound, it's not Kent. What's it's like the shortest exit off the Queensway. Anyway, closed through till 2024. What? The shortest off-ramp on our highway is closed for 3 more years? Why? I'm sure it didn't take 3 years to build it in the first place. Why? We marvel at this ability. They'll shut down the Queensway for a night for from 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock the next morning and replace an entire bridge. Literally, they build a bridge next to where the bridge that they're replacing currently stands. They build the thing. Then they knock out the old bridge, and they drag it out, then they move the new one in on rails, et cetera, et cetera. Rochester, thank you. If you're going east, exit. If you're going east, exit to Rochester. It's awful. Well, now the 417 westbound off-ramp at Pinecrest. So even if I wanted to buy something at IKEA, I can't. So you're westbound driving. I know. Sorry, Ottawa. I forget sometimes that we're in Ottawa, and people in Ottawa don't understand north, south, east, west. Oh, we all talk about how we live in the West End. We live in the East End. We live in Riverside South. But we don't know what direction we're actually driving when we're westbound on the Queensway. Here's a hint. You are westbound. You are headed west. You are bound to end up someplace west when you're driving west. Conversely, I'm here to teach, by the way. You're welcome. We don't charge extra for this. If you're eastbound, here's the song. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking, means they're heading east. That's what it means. Could I explain that again, says Nancy? Yes, I will. Okay, so if you are westbound, it means you are driving west. If you are northbound, you are driving north. If you are eastbound, you are driving east. If you are southbound, like this show, you are heading south. But I don't know how many times I would get calls on the request line. Yeah, hi, I want to report an accident. Okay, where? It's on the Queensway at Pinecrest. Okay, which direction? It's in the opposite lane. Okay, what direction are you headed? I don't, towards Orleans? Okay, so it's in the westbound lanes? I think so. Oh my God. Oh my God, but it's true. It's true. My brother's in Oshawa, works in Toronto. His whole world is east, north, south, west. We were having this conversation just yesterday. And he's talking about, where's the, mom and dad are asking, oh, where's the location of this? Oh, it's, you head north here and then you head west there and bam, there you go. Try giving someone in Ottawa directions. Yep. Head north, then head west. Nope. Nope. In a city where you have a very definitive endpoint north, you cannot go further north than Parliament Hill. That's a pretty substantial markation point. Cannot go further. Well, you can. You can go to the Gatineau side, but you know what I mean. If in the city of Ottawa, you can only go so far north, and then you get to Parliament Hill. That's it. South of us, the St. Lawrence River. On the other side of the St. Lawrence River, say it with me now, the United States of America. So it's pretty obvious what north and what south is. It's obvious to me anyway, but yeah. So the 417 westbound off-ramp. So if you're coming from, downtown, if you're coming from Orleans and you're headed towards Canada, I'm speaking Ottawa now. Okay, so you're coming from Orleans, eh? Okay, and you're driving towards Canada, where the hockey rink is? Yeah, so if you're going that way and then you want to get off at Pinecrest, where the IKEA is, you can't. For the next 2 years, you cannot. Why? What are we doing that takes 2 years? It seems to me it is some pavement and some rocks and some dirt. Exactly the same kind of stuff I used to play with in the sandbox in the backyard, and I'd have it move from one end of the sandbox to the other before Mom called me in for lunch. I'm just saying this about that. So that's the Pinecrest off ramp. It's the Rochester. It's the Bronson off ramp. It's what's the other one? It's before Rochester coming. Like we've got 3 off ramps on our highway closed for 2 to 3 years. And Nicholas, I guess, is a mess too. I don't know. No, not Nicholas. It's Moody on ramp to westbound is closed, or was, oh my God. So it's 4 or 5. So basically, okay. See, I'm not getting out much. You're right. Moody on ramp westbound is closed because the LRT construction that's going on there. You're right. So basically, if you're on the 417, you might as well be singing Hotel California to yourself. Because you're not going anywhere. Welcome to Highway 417. It's a lovely place, but you can never leave. But can you, okay, I mean, look, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, right? So, I mean, not everybody, but most people are working from home. I know we're kind of getting back into the swing of things right now, but by and large, the downtown core is still empty. Can you imagine if we still had all of our regular rush hour traffic on the highway right now? Holy crap, between the LRT not working, and by the way, welcome to month number 3 of the LRT not working. Yay! Oh, they said they should have it up for the first of the month. And then, hey, where have we heard this before? Nobody saying anything. Not a peep. What is going on with our LRT? We don't know. Maybe we'll have it back by mid-November. Maybe, possibly. So you have got a train that doesn't run. We can't get the extra buses on because we sold off the extra buses. Half the transitway is shut down because it's being turned into choo-choo tracks. Because the choo-choo tracks were closing off ramps. So if you want to use your own vehicle, you can't exit at where you want to exit anyway. So you're basically just driving around in circles until the next turn of the century, apparently, and then you can get to where you're going to. I hope you're not driving a Tesla and wanting to hear AM radio, by the way. Just found out this morning. You know that Teslas? No AM radio on board. They consider that to be obsolete. Sign of the times, kids. Sign of the times. By the way, we are blasttheradio.com online for you. That's right. We are to radio what Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, etc. are to TV. Except you don't have to pay us a subscription fee. You can tip us if you'd like to, and we sure appreciate when people do that because it costs money to keep this thing afloat. But you can take us wherever you go in your car. Just download the Blast the Radio app, all one word. If you had the app before, it's back. Looks the same, but it actually works this time. And we keep you up to date with things like the Lowell Green podcast. It's there. Podcast for this show is there. If you've got Android Auto or Apple CarPlay on your dashboard, just make sure you've got the appropriate data package, and you'll be able to stream us. No problem. The sound quality, by the way, is fantastic, if I do say so myself. I will put our sound quality up against that of FM, up against that of satellite radio any day. Any day. No problem. No problem. And I'm stalling a little bit because my wonderful studio computer, it turned green on me, which is a lovely color, don't get me wrong, but I don't think my computer is supposed to be green. At least it hasn't been in the past. It's coming back to life now, so we'll have music for you that you can listen to in your car. If you want to listen on your smart speaker, by the way, I notice Alexa's been having some issues lately. Used to be, you could just say, Alexa, play Blast the Radio, and she would. The last little while, for some reason, you've had to say, Alexa, play Blast the Radio on TuneIn, which is weird, but okay. That's been the command. It seems to be back now where you can actually say, Alexa, play Blast the Radio. It seems to work. Keep me posted on that, would you? On Google, I do know you can say, hey, Google, play Blast the Radio. And it does. It's fantastic. There you go. Let me just say this about that, brought to you by Hometown Sports and Grill on Bank Street, just north of Heron. I could hear somebody in their head right now going, north. So do I turn left or do I turn right? Well, it depends. Are you eastbound or westbound? From Heron, you want to turn on Bank Street as if you're going to Lansdowne, as if you're going to Parliament Hill. That's the direction. From Heron, as if you're going towards Lansdowne. That's north, by the way. Question, does McCarthy have snow tires? You bet they do. You bet they do. All kinds of sizes, all kinds of brands. They've even got storage available for you. They will do the changeover, the balancing, all that kind of stuff for you. You are in amazing hands at McCarthy Automotive. 1150 Heron Road. Just west of Bank Street. McCarthyAutomotive.ca. All right, my computer is back up and running. I think we can safely end this show now. If you want to join me for some great music, digital quality sound, playing whatever we feel like, no CanCon rules, no CRTC rules, any of that, feel free to join me at blasttheradio.com. Thanks for joining me this morning for Let Me Just Say This about that.